Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to my NHL 20 franchise mode here in Columbus, Ohio. In the previous episode, we finished up the draft, and you know what? It was pretty exciting all around. We made a few really key picks, a few really awesome picks to add to the pool heading into the future with a lot of guys getting older. Woodworth, Waugh, Savoie, none of them retiring. Isn't that not surprising? It kind of throws a wrench into the well-oiled machine. I know you don't want guys like Woodworth, Savoie, Waugh, Cam retiring to retire. Wow, I'm off to such a great start with the whole English thing. But you don't want those guys to retire in general, but the way the cap is structured, I don't have a lot of options to work with at this moment. There are a few things that have to happen for this offseason to go smoothly. A few things, just a few. Dillman needs to be re-signed, which we have his rights, which is pretty good for us. Woodworth needs to be signed, which will be the biggest thing to worry about. But after that, it's a mellow off season. Aren't a lot of acquisitions that we can make in free agents because we don't have any money. The money that we spend on Woodworth is all of our money. But I did not go through the awards in the last episode, so I'm going to start off with a positive. Or not a positive, because we lost the Stanley Cup. St. Louis, congratulations on your franchise's third Stanley Cup, beating us a few years ago and then winning in 2019. Beat Dallas in the first round, swept Arizona, beat the Ducks in 5, and then you beat the Islanders, two of our biggest rivals facing there in the Eastern Conference Finals. We could have beaten either one of them. But no, we did not. Let's start with the awards. Obviously, the Stanley Cup heading back to St. Louis. Good for you. Breaking our dynasty. It hurts. Trust me, it hurts. President's Trophy, 3 years in the running. We're so good. It might change this year. I know I'm a little greedy wanting 60 wins every year, but we are that kind of team. We're still that sort of team that we can put up those numbers year in, year out. Clarence S. Campbell goes to St. Louis, and they fought the New York Islanders, breaking our 5-year streak of Cup final appearances. Individual awards, the Art Ross. The Art Ross goes to Matthew Savoie. I don't know how many times he's won it, but as a collective, oh my God, the top line has to have at least won it 10 times easily. There's no way they haven't. Hart Memorial goes to Matthew Savoie. So the Art Ross winner has won the Hart Memorial 5 years in a row, as I can read right there. James Norris goes to Justice Simmons from the LA Kings, breaking a 2-year streak of Columbus Blue Jackets defensemen winning it, but he deserved it. Lady Bing goes to Matthew Savoie, so he's sweeping up the awards. Stanton wins the Calder. Conn Smythe goes to Rooks. I can't pronounce that. Vyacheslav Kavanov, his 3rd straight and his 8th all-time Vezina. He's also taking home the William M. Jennings, his 9th William M. Jennings. He is one of the best goalies, if not the best goalie of all time. He is pulling in very close to Martin Brodeur's all-time win record. If he wins 40 games on the low end for 3 more years, that'll put him at 120 wins, which will break Martin Brodeur's record. He's just over 100 away at this point. He can do it. I believe in him. William M. Jennings to him, obviously. Bill Masterton goes to Mapletoft. Jack Adams goes to... Nope. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Frank J. Selke goes to Higgins. Ted Lindsay goes to Matthew Savoie. And the Maurice Richard Rocket Trophy goes to Jesper Kruger from the LA Kings. So Matthew Savoie having himself a damn fine season. He had a really good season. Not the best postseason, but we didn't have a really good postseason in general. So, even before we get to the free agency period, we got to go through a few things. Now, first, I'm just going to go to Assigned Scout just to get that out of the way. I'm not even going to do it I didn't do it off camera. Look at me go. I did it off camera. Now, I mean, I could have just pressed left trigger, but never mind. Coaching staff. 2 people retired, which means we have to go out. Oh, we can't even hire anybody at this point. So we're missing an assistant coach and a goalie coach. So that is something to look out for. I'm sure there's a lot of really good assistant coaches out there. I'm going to stick with the forward or teaching speciality because that seems to really work with the guys that we have. We're more of an offensive centered team that might change in the future, but at this point, we're still a very offensively minded team. Now, there are a few things to talk about, but before I get to that, I know I keep doing that. The unsigned players. Now, do I sign any of these guys? I'm going to... is Bradford... He's a Canadian. He can still play in the W there. Kane can wait. Eklund, nah. Murphy, I'm going to sign Murphy just because he can totally play in the AHL this year. He's going to be really, really good. What overall? Second round pick? What did we trade our... Did we trade our first? I can't... Did we move back? I can't recall. I'm having a moment here. Goaltending, is there anything we need to shore up real quick? We did. We drafted Bryce Chucko. I don't care if there's another way to pronounce it. Bryce Chucko is gonna be a Hall of Famer. 4th round draft pick, was projected to go later. I'm going to leave him unsigned for a year or 2. Anybody else here? Byers. I'll let go of Barnes. We don't need him. How much is Barch looking to... Does he want a 2-way contract? I'll give him the full 2-way contract. Hopefully he signs that so we don't have to deal with that. Now, goaltending will stay relatively the same. I want Kavanaugh to break the record, so he's obviously going to be the starter for the next few years until the younger guys are ready to take over. And he's still a dominant regular season goalie, so what's the point of trading him? Now, let's go through the guys that we just can just deal with right now. Zimmerman, do we... No, he doesn't want to come back. Too bad. He was a failed prospect. Same with Rodin. Yeah, I'll give him that. He's a good AHL player. Anderson, same as him. Yeah. Kempinainen. Does he want... So, yep, 2-way contracts are easy peasy lemon Fabrizi. If you want a 2-way... I'll make it that way. DuPont, you've been a career AHLer, but you've been pretty solid. Emil Schultz, same with you. You're supposed to be pretty good, but apparently you weren't good enough. Same with Bulbrook. I signed him out of nowhere. Oh, just come back. Just make it easy for me. Paton, I'm going to wait on because apparently he wants actual money, and I can't afford to spend that at this point. So, yay me, because I'm all worried about Jeffrey Woodworth. So that means I'll leave Paton there. Garnett, how much does Garnett want? We don't have enough money anyways, so he wants 6, which is a relatively good deal for a defenseman of his skill. That sucks that we're going to have to let him go. But, Garnett, you helped us almost win a Stanley Cup. No, you didn't. Nope. Goodbye. Good luck making money out there in free agency. I'm sure somebody will pay you handsomely. So... in the RFA category, Peter... Oh, that's... well, I don't think he's going to grow in anything super special, but that is trade bait. Nonetheless, Satana, do we get him back? Sure. Leclerc. Sure. Asplund. Yeah, if he doesn't want any money, that's good for me. Hamill doesn't want to re-sign. Oh, I mean, if he wants a 2-way, I'm down for that. So, Dillman does... want a 2.2, but we have to put all the money on Jeffrey Woodworth at this moment, so until we get Woodworth, because he is the UFA at this point, so we don't have his rights, and I want to make sure he stays a Columbus Blue Jacket his entire career. Jeffrey wants 11.6, and we currently have $10.2 million in cap space, which means... that's not a good thing, but we do have this thing called the 0.85 trick. Wow, the 0.85 trick. Doesn't always work, but you times the amount he's asking for by 0.85, and that should be the number. 9.86 is what he'll go down to, so we need him to take this deal. We really need... I'll go up to 9.9. We need him to take this deal. If he doesn't take the deal, it complicates things, so... we will advance a day. Woodworth needs to come back. That is pivotal. So there's a few scouts here. If Woodworth doesn't come back, it kind of throws a wrench into everything. So it might have been easier for him just to retire this year, but obviously the hockey gods are like, he must continue somehow. Okay, I'm only caring about one thing right now, and that's seeing Jeffrey Woodworth sign the contract. Bryce Barch will not accept a two-way deal, so he's an RFA, so I'm not too worried about that. Okay, Woodworth. I'm scared. It's going to hurt everything. Okay, Hamill doesn't want to come back. Cool. Oh, he signed. Holy hell. Okay, because I know we had issues with him before. He was older. He wanted money, and then we gave him that, or we signed or tried to sign him to the 8.5 trick, and it didn't work. So he signed it. That is huge. There's a few guys that don't want to come back. Kempanainen doesn't want to come back, so we won't bring him back. So we currently have $1.5 million to work with, which means Dillman is out of the question at this point. But don't worry, we're going to bring him back. He was really solid, almost a 30-goal season. He's going to grow during the offseason anyway, so Hamill, we'll qualify him. Might as well. So, goaltending. I'm gonna sign Barch. Yeah, I'll sign Barch as it is. Yeah, it doesn't hurt me. It's $900 that we can easily get back. Now, there are a few trades that I'm planning on making. I want to make sure that I could just advance. I'm so used to other franchise modes, NHL 19, 18, and before, where you had to exit out of the screen to make sure they came back. So I'm making sure that everybody is good to go before we step into free agency. I'm not sure where we're going to get to this episode. Maybe show you the lines. I'm not sure because I have to do a lot of pre-recording, and I'm trying to stretch this out for as long as possible because I'm heading to Newfoundland soon. And I really don't want to break my streak with not uploading because this is 123 days in a row, if I'm not mistaken. So Paton, that's gonna hurt a bit. Dillman, we have him qualified there. Everybody else I think is good. Goaltending is good. I might actually offer one of them just to see what we could get in return. Okay, so everything is good. Paton's gonna walk, but if we need to get somebody back to fill that position once we don't really have any money to work with, guys. that's just the harsh truth. So, simming to free agency. I wonder what's out there, actually. I'm not quite sure. I did check the pending RFA and the UFAs, but my memory is completely gone. But before, yeah, I'll sign. I'll see what's there in free agency real quick. So, the best player out there right now is Alexis Lafreniere. Spent a year. Where did he spend a year? I'm not quite sure, actually. Where were you? 38 years of age. Somebody will obviously pay you some money. 105 points with Tampa Bay this year. Really good season for you. How many points does he have in his career? Come on, games. 1,600. He's over a point per game in his career. So iffy few years there in Detroit. Poor guy. So, I thought that was Samu Makinen. Robert Rosswo. We got few former Columbus Blue Jackets. So, obviously, we're going to have to make a trade or two to get Dillman back. So, are there any guys out there that I'd like to bring back? He dropped in at 1 overall. Hello there. 19 years of age, Guy Bouchard. 66 overall, if I did not mention that. Yes, defensemen are... we signed Viklin. We drafted Viklin. Low elite? Yeah. Hell yes. Come on. 2 D-men there that we could add to the core in the future, even if they don't pan out to be anything. They're good just to have, right? Anything else out here? Anything? Hello? Medium? No. Oh, well, you know what? Henry Murray, he doesn't want a lot of money, and he wants a 2-way. Yeah, I'll give him that contract. Won't affect our cap situation at all. That might be a good depth defenseman to just have. That doesn't hurt me at all. I'm really happy with that. So, any goalies out there? Wow. 86 overall goalie. 24 years of age at 1.5. Are goalies just not making any money nowadays? Festrani. Toronto Maple Leafs goalie. Yikes. Sorry, Toronto. Mester, former Blue Jacket. Yep, trying to make some money out there in free agency. I'm sure you will. Even though your rights are retained. Edgar Sadu, remember when he was lost for a year because the whole goaltending shenaniganery? So the best goalie out there, I believe, is Mester. 87 overall. Yeah, he is. So any players out here? I mean, we don't have any money, so we have to look right now at the assets that we have. Maxime Labrie, former Blue Jacket, but I want Dillman back. I'm not sure if anybody is going to throw money at him, but that would affect us in a very negative way. So I think the best option right now would be to move a bit of salary, even though there's not a lot of players I'd be willing to do that for, or trade away in general, because, I mean, Luke Wheeler's going to be dope. Okay, so, who's making the most money here? Obviously, Savoie. He's worth it. Are you kidding me? All these guys are worth it. Jarvinen is the only questionable one, but he's a really solid defenseman. I'm expecting him to jump up in free agent, or in the postseason anyway. It might just be morale. Yeah, it's probably just morale. But he's one of our best. He's the best defensive defenseman we have. 22 points this year ain't too shabby. It's a contract we could move, but it's hard to get defensemen like that. We could do that, save a lot of salary. We could potentially do that. Giroux's another guy on my radar that I'm like, that's a lot of money, and he's not the same player he used to be. He's good defensively. His turnover to takeaway ratio is really good. He's really good. He's defensively reliable, but he's just been dipping in points each and every year, and I'm not sure if he's the right player, because I could trade away the 7 mil flat. I could get Dillman back, move him up, move Friesen. That might be an option. Now, okay, let's think about that. Let's think. So, let's look at centers. So, currently we have Jeffrey Wood. Okay, I'll go by overall. Oh, I didn't even notice we had Hemingway. That might be a good I forgot we had Hemingway. That might be a good player to throw into the NHL this route. We also have Mironov, who might be ready or good enough to jump into the NHL, which is potentially maybe one more year in the AHL. He's a medium elite. It might be morale growth in that sense. I mean, he had a really good season, 71 points, so his offensive awareness just needs to grow, and he'd be a really, really solid player. But overall, he's going to be a good player. He's going to be a good addition. So, center depth is okay. I mean, it's great, obviously. Left wing, we have Prohorkin, we have Wah, we have Rodriguez who's jumping up. So left wing's a little weaker. Swanson is actually hurt right now, so we couldn't... Oh, that hurts. We couldn't actually trade him right now because he's actually hurt. Okay, that's something to keep in mind. Right wing, I think, is Woodworth, who's back up to a 90. Giroux, Fragapane. We do have Fragapane as well. So we would get weaker if we moved Giroux, but then we'd have more money to work with. And he's one more year. He's probably going to ask for a bit. That's a lot of cap space to work with. We could go out there and make another. Yeah, that would save us a lot if we could get Giroux, if we could move Giroux. Giroux's been awesome. He's really steady there, but I think our bottom six is going to turn more into a youth-centered thing. And with Dillman getting better, Fragapane might be in a better position this year. He wasn't played in the best position last year. I know that is entirely my fault. But he got better towards the end of the season, and if we play him in a better position for a playmaker, third line, something like that, he might even get better. And if we put Dillman potentially on the second line, he's a goal scorer. He's a pure goal scorer. Imagine him playing next to Bobby Friesen and MP3, a pure playmaker passing to two really awesome snipers. That might work. Giroux's not meant for the third line, and Fallon could go down there to the third line. He worked there this year. That might help us win more games. He might help our bottom six. He did help our bottom six, so that might work. Okay, my brain is working. So I'm going to... Is there a team willing to bite on Giroux? Okay, there are... I don't want to bring back any salary. Okay, so there's not a whole... I mean, we could totally get him for a first. A few picks here and there. So I think Giroux's the guy out. So I'm going to go look what's around the league. See what's pop, lock, and dropping. Oh my god. The Ducks have $45 million in cap space. Ugh, that's not good. They got a good defenseman in the draft this year, though. Okay. Okay. Is there a prospect or two out there? I'm just looking through. Somebody did request that I look around the league, and I don't think I'm going to do that for just this moment. Maybe at the start of next season, just because the league is currently in shambles, because you see teams with $25+ million in cap space. So the league is going to change quite a bit before the start of next season, so there's no point currently. We might change a bit before the start of next season. Okay, Giroux's the guy out. I think I've made up my mind. If we can make the right trade, if we can find the right trade partner, that's the best thing right now. A pick might even be the best thing to go with at this very moment. Yeah, $7 million. That's a good... When we had cap space available, that was a good player to have on the team. He's a great player just to have in... 76 overall, right-handed. Ola Silverberg. We had an Ola from Pittsburgh. Okay, that we would be trading with a rival. I'm not opposed to. Silverberg is on my radar. I'm listening, Pittsburgh. Okay, but we would be trading a very solid NHLer to a team that we barely got past in the first round. Sue. Robinson Sue. I don't really know. $9 million. Hey, it's not that. Yeah, whatever. You do you. You do you. Lowry. No, I think the best thing is the... Oh, Vorbayev. They're willing to trade him. Okay. And then we'll have money to dip into free agency a bit, which will help us out. So I think the best thing right now is to go for Pittsburgh. We're getting younger. I don't think we're going to be the team we usually are, but with guys like Waugh, Woodworth, Savoie, Stukham ready to just retire, we'll have money very soon, but we have to look to the future. A guy like Giroux has worked for a very long time, but as we're getting younger, this might be the best thing to do. He's on a two-way contract. Exactly. He might even, if he gets a good increase this offseason, he might even be ready to jump into the NHL. Okay, so... Okay, I'm trying everything here. Pittsburgh. You want to trade your first, so I'll give you our second. I'll do that trade straight. Holy crap. Probably didn't even have to trade the second, but it got it through, so we get... Pittsburgh second, or first. Whoops, I don't know. So we have 3 firsts this incoming year. So if one of those teams can be pretty bad, excluding us, that might work out in our favor. It will work out in our favor. We get a first, and we also get Ola, where'd he go? Ola Silverberg, who's 76 overall, 75 overall, 20 years of age, right-handed player who might fit in the lineup very soon with guys getting older. You never know. I think that trade works out tremendously. Now we have $8 million to work with, and I'm sorry, Giroux, you helped us win 5 Stanley Cups. I think you were with us for the majority of them, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so it is time. Oh, Stukham wants to sign a contract extension for 11. Well, we can wait on that for a bit. We probably can wait until halfway through the season. So... First thing of business, we will be signing... Where'd he go? Is he in the RFAs? He would be in the RFAs. Dillman! What do you want now? $2 million, so we will be able to send you the 0.85 tricks. So you want 2... Nope. Come on. I almost said spell. Spell, Owen, spell. Calculate. Come on. We can get him for under 2. 1.95 for 3 years would be a good contract. realistically, that makes sense. He does not know what he's worth yet, and if he's a solid player 3 years from now, we'll have the money to give him more. So if he signs, we should be good. Now, even if a team goes out there and is like, oh, we'll pay him 4, we'll still have enough money to make a move here in free agency. So defense is looking shirt up. Carlos Jarvinen, Stu Cam, Luke Wheeler, who's going to jump up. We have Walker Farmer, and then an unknown defenseman, which there's plenty of guys to choose from in the AHL currently. So $8 million to work, or we'll have 6 realistically. So $6 million to work with. What do I want? Do I even want? I mean, I do want something. Right? Matt Goring. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Matt freaking Goring. That might be the reunion of a lifetime. That is something that I am totally for. And he was always a really, really solid player, and then we just didn't have enough money to keep him on the roster. And he's always been a very, very good player. He went over to Washington, helped them out a bit. They didn't win a cup, though. Womp womp. That's a pretty good... Oh, we got Heatley. Hello. He might work. We're looking for a right or left winger. It doesn't really matter. Matt Goring could play either. Nah. Defense, I'm not really worried about. We have a really solid defensive core, anyways. Ooh, Maxime Labrie. Do we go out and get a former Blue Jacket? He's a sniper, though, so that doesn't really make any sense. Another Labrie? Nah. I'm kind of just. I really do want. I do want Matt Goring. He's asking for a bit of money. Oh, they got Capo Caco down there. Oh. I'm gonna go with Matt Goring. And you might be like, but he's asking for so much money, and I'm sorry, that's just a premium. I'll give him 1 year, and I will give him 5.7 for 1 year. He should sign that contract, barring any terrible incidences. So I'm hoping everybody comes on. Now we do have to worry about coaching, which should be pretty easy. Now we do need an assistant coach, if I'm not mistaken. Hire coach. Okay, we do. Scouting I'll worry about off screen. I promise I'll worry about it. So we need an assistant coach. But I feel like it works better if I just go out and get a head coach and just offer him the assistant position. So best one right now might be, how would he favor our guys? Yeah, I'll go with Nick Black. Nick Black works for me. I'll offer him the assistant position. What does he want? Teams like Boston and Minnesota are interested in him. And I'm like, I don't care. I'll offer him whatever kind of money he wants. You want money? What kind of money do you want, bud? Oh, you want money. Oh, you want money. You're not a great head coach. Like, look at your record there. 119, 146, and 34. But what are you doing? You come over to a team like Columbus, and you're going to be, why didn't I ever try to get with this team before? And then if you reject this contract, you're going to be like, what am I doing with my life? I should just walk into a forest somewhere and die. That's not kid-friendly, is it? So 6 should work. 6 should work. $6 million should work. And then I'll need an AHL goalie coach. So I will go to all and look for best teaching ability, because the best teachers are goalie people, apparently. So Haller. Rainer Haller. That is a name. So I will give you the AHL goalie coach position. Who doesn't love being a goalie coach? Like, you get to talk to goalies all day. The goalies are the best people on the ice. Are you kidding me? So, this is important. Is everything going to go right for a... No, why the hell would we trade Luke Wheeler for some McKinley guy? Declining at a trade block. What the hell do I look like to you boys? I swear to God. I'll beat you, Carolina. Haller signs the contract. That's good. So we got 1 of 6. Black. Screw you. Okay. Helms signs a contract. That's good. Boucher. Oh, right, he was a defenseman. That's good. That works out for me. I keep saying that. It's working out. It's working out, buds. It's okay. Everything is okay. Still need that assistant coach position, so he went with Minnie because somebody, it just happens. So, Wall, nobody's offering you a contract right now. So how about us? The other guy, Nick Black, he's going to go over with Minnesota and regret his decision entirely because we whooped Minnesota in the Cup Finals a very long time ago. If you don't recall that. So you're going to come over here to Columbus and you're going to enjoy it because you look like our old coach in, I forget his name, Domingue. You look like a carbon copy. You look like his brother. Are you his brother? Give him the contract. He'll take the money. Take it and enjoy it. Okay? So I'm still waiting for a few guys to sign. Matt Goldring signs a contract. I wish Dillman signed first, but we still have his rights, which is good. Matt Goldring signs a contract. Dillman. Okay. Murray signs. So, I'm hoping nobody qualifies him right now, because that would put me in a little bit of a situation. So, RFAs. Dillman. Okay, for 3 years, I'll give you $2 million, 2.275 straight up. You should sign that contract. If you don't, we're going to have a serious talk right now. Wall signs with the Bruins. Dillman, can you sign the contract already? Dillman signs the contract. So we are good in that category. I think the thing we need to finish this episode off with is getting a goal. An assistant coach. God, I need an assistant coach, damn it. Come on. You just come to this team. Please, Mendoza. You want to be an assistant coach, and you're going to take as much money as I give you. Take the money. Take it. 55 years of age? How are you going to retire? Huh? You're going to go play for what? Buffalo? No hate on Buffalo. New Jersey? No hate on Buffalo. No hate on New Jersey. I'm sorry, New Jersey. $2 million, you take it or you leave it. Take the damn contract, boy. I swear to God. Do I have to throw hands with you? Not like I want to, because I'm a sissy. But I wouldn't do that. Okay. Come on, sign the contract. Mendoza signs the contract. And we are good to go. The offseason is over and done with. We have finished everything. It did not go exactly the way I thought it was going to go. It kind of went better. We have Watt and Woodworth playing potentially their last year's 2040-2041 season will be underway in the next episode. I'm sorry to leave you on a cliffhanger. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this one, please leave a like, leave a comment, share with people who you think may enjoy this sort of thing. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.